Welcome to the Dirt Cheap Podcast. My name is Becky, and I approve this message.
Love that. All right.
I love it.
David, take us away.
Tell us where you can find us.
So, that's right. So we got a future politician here as our guest today, if you didn't hear.
No.
But no, I thank you for listening, for watching. Welcome back to the Dirt Cheap Podcast. We're so grateful that you are here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you want to get your reels from, wherever you want to get your live episode video at, which I guess is on YouTube and Spotify, since I always forget that one. I didn't forget that one this week.
There we go.
But yeah, no. So thank you as always. We do appreciate the support, and yeah, as you might have told.
Man, Damon, I'm trying to start a small business here or side hustle, but I don't know how to market and grow it so people hear about it.
Grant, you're asking the wrong guy. I know that stuff about finance. I helped there, but ain't nothing about marketing.
It's nuts.
Well, I just heard of this new company called Shippensburg Marketing Group in Shippensburg, PA.
Small businesses deserve marketing that works. Shippensburg Marketing Group helps local companies grow with affordable websites, social media, and ads that bring results. Check them out today at shippensburgmarketinggroup.com.
As you might have heard,
Noticed.
And or seen.
All the above. Definitely not told though. We do have a special guest today. So please welcome to the show, Becky.
Woo!
Thank you.
It's a little delayed. That was a little delayed.
The button you were
A
saying.
little. It's always delayed. It's okay.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you
Welcome.
so much for having me. This is really
Yeah.
exciting. So
Oh, of course.
Never
Sure.
been on a podcast before, so
Neither have I.
I'll nail it. Really?
No, first
I
time.
swore I heard you before.
Must have been at the supermarket.
Know you from somewhere.
Supermarket, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. So we are so excited to have Becky here with us. You've been listening for a long time.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get you on here for a long time as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you really don't need an intro because you did the intro for us
Yep.
by
Gotcha.
yourself. We're just so excited.
Taking charge.
Yeah. I don't even know how to start this, but who are you? Tell us about yourself. How'd you get here?
I'm Becky, clearly.
Yeah.
But I kind of actually bumped into this podcast through the original small town apparel.
Yeah.
That's how I had first seen it at one of the fairs in the area, and then my boss's wife was wearing one of the shirts, and then I was like, okay, I got to get me one. So I got me one, and a bunch of my relatives all have them now. And then because I was following the Instagram account, whenever you guys announced that you're doing a podcast, I was like, oh sure, I'll listen. So
Yeah.
been here since episode 1. Have not listened to every episode.
It's all right.
but-
It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's OG status right there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For some reason, though, if for some reason you're in the comments, you have listened to every episode, please get in the comments because I don't believe any of you actually listen to every episode either. So I just want that thrown out there.
I do want to ask, did you happen to listen to episode 26, Nuclear Manhole,
Which
where
one's that?
Risa dives into the whole calendar thing?
I don't think I did.
Oh, well, okay. Then that's
goodness.
Wow. Maybe that's why she's still listening because
popular ones. Yeah.
maybe that probably hurt a lot of people's brains.
Oh man,
So that is our most popular video.
that's hard. That's hard to believe. Though.
From
It is.
last summer.
Wow.
It has almost 2,000 views.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Nothing else has more than 1,000. But that one has somehow cracked the code on
Wow.
viewership.
Gonna have to have more episodes like that, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Yes,
I don't know if that was that, but
Yeah, I don't know about that.
that was one of those episodes we walked out of and was like, "That's a really bad episode," and somehow it's like,
skyrocket.
Yeah,
yeah.
You might have said about 10 times this is off the rails.
probably. So
Unbelievable.
you've probably listened. You haven't listened to all of them, but you've listened to the majority. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite moment or something that comes to mind whenever you think of this podcast?
I have a bunch of different funny ones. I love the one episode with Grant and his jorts, and then the fact that I was even
I missed it. I tried. Sorry.
on an Instagram reel, even better.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one.
Wow.
Really?
My third.
Absolutely.
No way. Here we go.
This is what we've been waiting for, folks. We've got a little show for you guys.
Catwalk.
Somebody cuts.
You can't see him.
Yeah, you can't see it.
You're gonna have to
You
jump.
Jump around. Get taller.
Oh no.
Stand on your toes.
Really
And
bringing
then-
us back.
I think
That is a
one of the
throwback.
episodes you had like a cardinal get stuck in like,
Ah.
and it was ironic because at the same time I was listening while I was driving, and a cardinal tried to smack into my car. At the exact same
No
time.
way.
I was like, what the heck?
He's like, give me the gloves. My hands are smaller. So I get in there and I grab him by the head and I'm pulling. I'm grabbing by the feathers. So he's like coming out.
It's not a kitten.
By his hair. And I finally pull him. He was totally fine
Yeah, sure.
until I dropped him on the pavement, and he was spread eagle looking at me. He's just looking at me, and he's like walking around, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I got a picture with him.
Oh my
That was me. That's funny.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago either. So yeah. Wow. That's fun. Well, well, tell us a little bit about yourself and like how kind of like you got roped into everything.
Yeah. So I work at a local vet's office in the area. I'm a veterinary nurse. But then part-time, I run a little business called B Squared Horsemanship, where I use horses to teach riding lessons to different aged children and adults. But I use it kind of as like a ministry tool. So pretty much I think that the horse and trainer relationship really mirror our relationship with Christ. So I kind of try to use those same sort of things for that. So that's kind of what I do part-time. But
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then how I got roped into this is I actually just Instagram messaged and said, what's it take to get on a podcast? Asking for a friend. And I was asking for my friend, but you guys wanted me instead. So
Okay.
Worked out for you instead there, yeah.
And I was like, well, have your friend on.
Yeah.
we're a friend, whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
That's fun. Yeah, I love your. Is that technically like a ministry?
Yes.
Oh, so it is
Yeah.
a ministry.
Yep,
Okay.
That's what I do. I like teaching, and it'd be cool if like my students would become like professional riders and stuff, but it's not really my goal. My
Right.
goal is to be able to teach them like life skills that are like applicable. So,
Yeah. Wow. I love that. What are the ages?
my youngest was 4, and then my oldest was like an adult with a couple kids. So she'd
Wow.
actually ride with her children. So it was really fun. It was
Wow,
like
yeah,
a
that's cool.
Mom, son, and daughter. They all did it together. It was
That's
fun.
cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would take that class. Like,
Instead of asking for a friend.
Well, I'll have your friend.
I mean, I've ridden horses before, but never actually like sat in one and like learned all the techniques
Yeah.
and basics for
Well,
it.
yeah, I'll
So
have to
that
have
would,
you out. That'll be fun.
yeah.
There you go.
We should all do like an episode on a horse.
Dirt cheap vlog.
Yeah.
Can we at least just get a horse in the studio and then
I have a mini chauffeur. It'll be fun.
That'd be
is
perfect.
it bigger than my dog or smaller than my
Smaller
dog?
than your dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's tiny.
Dang.
Yeah. But she's a lot fatter than your dog. She's really fat.
That's funny.
So like the 4-year-old would ride that kind of horse?
Eventually she's not old enough yet, so I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
trained her to be ridden, but that's a
Okay.
long-term goal that, she's actually currently pregnant, so hopefully she'll have a baby next year. Part of the reason why
Cool.
she's so fat. So
Oh,
Makes sense.
Weird question. How long are horses gestation?
about 11 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I
really
didn't know
long.
that. Interesting. So this is kind of a deep cut, but way back when you had like, I don't know if this was on the episode or what, but you had commented or something about one of the songs we sang.
Yeah.
And you said, I think Janae said something about you being a cowgirl, like a real life cowgirl.
Yes, yep,
So would you
I remember
consider
that.
yourself a real life cowgirl?
I guess I would say that. I feel like I do a lot of cowgirl-like stuff, but I also I would consider myself more like a horsewoman because I like I like Western, but I also do like English stuff and jump and all that kind of stuff. Some would say I'm like not a cowgirl, and some would say I am. So I guess I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay, gotcha.
So that right there leads into my question because we were talking about the training and all that stuff. So my question was, what are you training? Is it equestrian? Is it barrel racing, pole bending? Like what are you actually quote unquote teaching?
Yeah. If I have like students, most of my students are just starting out. They've never probably touched a horse before.
Okay.
So pretty much I would teach them in all horse riding, there's like some basics that everybody can learn. And then you can branch out into like all the different disciplines. So usually whenever you start, pretty much you're learning how to balance, you're learning how to stop, how to steer. And then also one of the things that I really focus on is like how to emotionally balance the animal that they're riding, because that's really a trend that's been coming up in horse riding, where we used to just like, if a horse reacted, we would just get after them and kind of almost beat them, which is not good at all. But we're learning how to like help a horse emotionally regulate what's happening by different techniques. So I teach my kids, if your horse is freaking out, here's what we can do. Is kind of what is kind of like some of the basic stuff that I would do. It just helps the kids. It's also like a great tool. Like I've had like a couple of times where like the horse was pretty terrified, and I would say what's really cool is like the horse is terrified right now. It's looking to you for leadership. You need to guide it and help it through this. Got it. And I said what's really cool is whenever we're terrified, there's someone we can go to for leadership and guidance, and God is that person that we can go to. So that's kind of some of the instances that I
that's
would
cool.
use.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Wow, I love that.
I got a couple questions here. So you said, first of all, the business is, what do you call it again?
B squared.
B squared. So do you say like to your students, be there, B squared?
Oh my gosh. No, I don't, but I will now.
You don't have to take his jokes. if you don't want
You
to.
got to. I mean, that's pretty
You
good
don't have
advice.
to laugh at him either. That's the other thing.
Okay, I won't.
But now an actual serious question. What, I guess, either like age or like time in your life, did you like kind of start getting an interest in like equestrian horse stuff? And then from that, when did you kind of feel, all right, I want to do this either however long, full-time, part-time, whatever, but when did you feel that you should start using it then as a ministry?
So unfortunately for my parents, I fell in love with horses like ever since I can remember. But I've always, like, ever since I was little, had a dream for like using them in some way as ministry. What really kind of solidified it for me was when I graduated high school, I started studying web page design, and it was just not for me, did not enjoy it. And so I was kind of a little bit lost for a little while. And I Google searched, like, because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I loved horses, loved kids. So I Google searched. I was like, is there some camp I could, like, volunteer at for a while or something? And a place called Miracle Mountain Ranch popped up. And they actually offer, like, a discipleship program where you spend 11 months with them. And they'll teach you how to use different things like horses as a ministry tool. So I spent 11 months with them, and that kind of really helped shape a lot of what I do with my horses.
Cool.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Do you do, I'm trying to think here. You don't teach anything, is it, trying to think. It's been a while since I watched Yellowstone. Is it cutting?
This is where he's getting your information from.
Have you ever done anything like that?
I have not done cutting. I think in Yellowstone, I think they did like the national rein, like cow horse stuff. So they would do something called reining in it, where they do a lot of like the sliding stops and the crazy spins.
Yes,
and,
and
stuff
then
like that.
they're shadowing the calf or whatever.
Yeah. So I haven't done a lot of the calf shadowing, but I have done like the sliding stops and spins and stuff. And oh my goodness, that stuff is way too fun.
Do you ever like compete with a horse?
I do. What I compete in mostly is a lot of that like reining and like jumping kind of stuff takes a lot more money and time than I have. And one of the things that I love to compete in is obstacle courses with horses. It's a lot of trust building between them because the people who design the courses for horses are pretty insane. So they ask them to do really crazy things. And so I like to see how much of a relationship you can build trust-wise with the horse to see what you can make them do. And it's really fun for me. Plus, it's very inexpensive. If I need to build an obstacle, buy pool noodles from the dollar store, do all kinds of stuff like that, and you can teach your horse to do crazy things.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You had mentioned upstairs that you also show cows.
Yes.
Is that so? You have cows
Yes.
and horses.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Anything else?
I have one dog,
Okay.
one cat, and 3 beta fish.
Oh,
Love that. They count. They definitely
Yeah,
count.
they do.
But how long have you been showing cows, and how'd you get into that?
I grew up on a dairy farm in upstate New York, and then moved to Pennsylvania around age 13.
Okay.
But my parents, with their love for dairy cows, like I've been doing it since I was little, since I can remember.
That's cool.
And then moving here, we just joined a local 4-H club and kept going through that.
Nice.
So, yep. We were
Yeah.
actually I really wanted to go to Uprise, and listening to your guys' podcast on Uprise, I was like, I wish I could have gone. But the national show every year is like right over that. So I miss it every year, so I never get to go. I've only been one time, but man.
So you show mostly dairy then, not steer?
Yes. Yeah, just
okay.
dairy.
Okay.
Yep.
How big? How many cows did your family milk?
I think it was about 120.
Okay.
Yeah.
My family used to until like 2007, and we had like 300. So
Wow.
it was a lot.
Yeah, I imagine 300. Yeah.
My brother and I would like to climb in the commodity-based sheds.
Oh yeah.
Grant, you had mentioned you have a story about an animal, though.
Yes.
Do you have a question?
No.
I'm not even looking your way.
No.
Grant,
I'm not
go
here.
ahead. So sorry.
Who's over there? So Saturday night was the whiteout, and
Our audience member is laughing. Keep going, please.
and anyways, Danessa's parents, we had pizza and everything, and I got a bag of chips. So we're sitting there. Danessa's parents left, so it's her sister, Ani, Trent, and then her uncle, Brian, and we're all sitting there. And we hear this noise, and we're like, what was that? And we're like, was there something in the bag of chips? Because, like, about 5 minutes before, we're talking about, like, we haven't seen any mice in our house for a while. Like, we think it's either just, like, went somewhere else or it's still just hiding out. And we hear this noise in the back, and we're like, is there something in the bag? And we walk out to the kitchen. We kind of stand there, and I think we heard it again, and we're like, it's in the bag. so Trent walks up to the bag and just freaking like closes it shut. And so we're like, all right, we got this thing.
Meanwhile,
all right?
I was like screaming my head off because I'm like, there's no way there's a mouse in that bag of chips.
So-
like that is disgusting.
Where you? No, never mind. It's not important. Go ahead.
This was at our house.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
curious
Yeah, it's
about
our
that.
house.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like that thing.
So Trent has the bag in his hands, closed tight. And so we each put a pair of boots on because we're like, what do we do? And Trent's like, we'll just stomp it. And we're like, all right, bet. That's what we'll do. So we go out there, and he's like, all right, as soon as I lay this down, you better stomp. And I was like, all right. So I stomped on the one part of the bag. He stomped on the other. So that way, like, if the bag popped when I stomped, he didn't have a way to get out. So we basically, like, went, at the same time. So he has the bag down. He's like, all right, on 3. We 1, 2, 3. And we're just stomping. Absolutely stomping this bag of chips. And we're like, all right. So then we dump the bag out, and we're looking, Trent, and we're like, there's nothing. And then we're like, well, maybe it's like buried under the chips. So Trent starts, moving the chips, and we're like, where's the mouse? We're like, there's no mouse. I guess there was never a mouse in the bag. And so,
Or you guys have the wrong bag.
no, that was the only bag of chips
There's
out.
only one
Okay.
bag of chips.
So the big party-sized bag of Martin's ruffled barbecue chips
just
that I
all
just
over the
bought early, like literally hours before, is
Yeah.
now on the sidewalk, completely crushed. There was like one
so
tiny
sad.
chip that was like about that big that was on the sidewalk, and I went, "Argh."
Did you really?
yes, I did. I ate it. Other than that, everything else was crushed.
Yeah.
And so then I swept it off into the grass.
Was there a
funny.
mouse to begin with? Are
Well,
you sure?
There
or-
has been a mouse in our house, but we haven't seen it in a while.
Okay.
So I'm like, it either went back outside or it was just still like hiding behind our oven. And so
Or it escaped from the bag mysteriously.
We didn't see it though. Like I feel like because like we walked out into the kitchen, we stood there for like a couple seconds to see like,
yeah, the thing
and
is,
we didn't see
Grant-
anything like.
The thing is, when Trent like had the bag, Grant like touched it, and like swear he saw something move in there. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's right there," and then it wasn't. So I don't know, but that was very not fun for me, but fun for them. But so yeah, since you work with animals, Grant wanted to share that. But
Yeah. So I guess with that crazy animal
I guess
story,
you don't really work with mice, but
I did for school. I had to learn how to draw blood on a mouse. So yeah.
really?
Yeah, it's very difficult. You draw it from their tail. So
oh.
yeah.
Why would you ever have to do that in real life?
Some people do have them for pets, and
Oh.
then also like if you were in,
yeah, I guess
ended
so.
up being in like the laboratory testing field of veterinary medicine, then you'd have to know how to do that. So yeah,
So
Don't get me started on that.
On what, mice?
Testing,
lab
testing.
Okay.
what's the weirdest
Yeah.
animal you've had to work with?
at the vet office that I like work at, we don't often do too many others. Probably, like I can't think of what. Like we mostly do like goats and sheep and horses and all that stuff.
Okay.
So and dogs and cats. So we don't really like branch out very much.
don't get anything?
No.
Don't hear
Other than the mice, that was like the
I didn't-
weirdest.
I mean, it is Franklin County, so like it's not
There's
that
not-
weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird,
Yeah.
but it's
That's
not
true.
that weird.
I didn't know if anybody had ever brought like a pet skunk or something
So
like
you
that.
have to have like an exotic license to be able to
Oh.
handle some of that stuff. Yeah, and none of the vets that we work with wanted to do that, so none of them have
Yeah,
it.
no.
Good to
Also,
know.
don't get me started on that.
Pet skunks.
Exotic animals. I don't think you should need a license for that. That's beside the point.
Tell us more, David. You haven't said
Yeah,
much this
so-
episode.
I'm a libertarian. Well, do you hear what this guy said over here?
He's just
what
scrolling
she had to deal with?
What did he say?
Yeah, what did Rasheed say?
One certain Bernese mountain dog that starts. I believe it's like a snowboard or something like that. I think is.
I don't know any snowboard brands.
Did you
so.
hear about this beforehand? Should I tell this? Do you want to tell this? You were in the room when it happened.
I don't even know what happened.
I'll
I
give a
don't
little
either.
background. So I take my dog to the vet office that she works at, and that's actually how we met originally. Was I always tell people, I was like, yeah, I was at the counter, and I don't know how she heard, but she came out and she was like, do you have a podcast? And I felt so famous in that moment. But anyways, then she like DM'd the podcast, and she was like, it was great to see you. And I think that's how we ended up. Like, you were like, hey, can I come on sometime? So anyways, I was just there this past week, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll see Becky, and didn't see her, but she saw Burton, and go ahead.
Poor Burton came in the back, and that's usually where we draw blood for like different things, because sometimes dogs are more reactive actually with their owners than in the back. So sometimes it's more peaceful. Unfortunately, in Burton's case, it was not. The poor guy just freaked out. There was like a group of us that all got gathered around him, and he shot poop everywhere. It was all over the floor, all over the office walls. It was on the shelves. It was just like it was everywhere. It took a group of 4 of us to clean it all up.
Wow.
Sydney, what are you feeding your dog?
He gets anxious. Oh, he gets anxious often. And actually, this happened right before you showed up. I don't know what it was. I ran the vacuum earlier, and he must have just gotten anxious. Didn't tell me I had to go out and ran through my house peeing. And I was like, I don't know what
Poor
to
guy.
do for you. I give him these little calming things that
Yeah.
really help him. So he's on them right now. Hopefully he's calm right now, kind of.
Is Zach Bryan playing for him now too?
He likes Zach Bryan music, so maybe you guys, I should have told you guys to play.
We'll play that next time.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting in this
so
little
fun.
exam room waiting for them to bring him back. And I don't know who it was. Some lady brought him back in. She's like, are you Burton's mom? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you don't want to be now. And I'm like, she didn't say that. But she's like,
She was thinking it though. She was thinking it.
she's like, we had a little accident. And he like, his safe spot is to like put his butt towards me and like
No,
sit
no.
on my feet. And she goes, oh, buddy, no. And I was like, what's the matter? And then I see globs of doo-doo just flinging as he's like moving. And I was like, oh, no. So I did, and it's raining that day. So I took him outside in the rain and tied him to a light post and did my best to wipe him down.
Jeez Louise.
But right now he kind of has a shaved butt because I had to just tie him on back and cut everything that I could get. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
he's so fluffy. So that would have been hard to get out.
I'm like, I could be, and he doesn't like being touched back there. It makes him anxious more. I'm like, I don't need you pooping on me while I'm trying to clean you up. And so he was sitting in the rocks, and I was doing my best to like hold his tail and just go to town with scissors, and yeah, it
So
wasn't your
sorry
fault.
for you.
Did you wear your ski goggles?
No.
I mean, I just can't believe you're giving your dog laxatives before going to the vet. That's just disrespectful. I'm sorry.
I did not. That used to happen. That used to happen when he was like a little puppy, and he would like the first time it happened, he was in his crate like at home alone, and it was all through the crate, all over the wall beside it. We didn't know how to like get it all over him. And he was probably like 6 months old. And then from then on, we coined the term the Burt Squirts.
The Burt Squirts.
Which is kind of gross, but it
Cut
kind of
that,
fits.
tag that, reel that.
That's
We
the
got
episode
Burt
name.
Squirts.
The Burt Squirts.
There we go.
No.
Kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go more into this. We were already giving you guys more than we really should. But
Oh, man.
yeah, thank you for being patient with it. Because I
That
was
poor
not.
guy. That poor guy.
Yeah, I do feel bad.
So do you have a story that's wilder than that? Or is that maybe like the most like, I don't know, craziest thing you've had to happen to you at the at your job?
Definitely had wilder.
I said, I feel like I had to be wilder, right?
I mean, you'd think, but you never know.
Trying to figure out the best one to say.
I don't know. If you heard
Without-
mine's one story, I mean,
Without getting in trouble. That's just like-
Probably I have like a couple different ones that are just like favorite like memories, but like one of them was have you guys ever dealt with like an animal with like an abscess before?
what is that?
It's pretty much where a pocket of infection just kind of like builds up and then eventually it will rupture out.
Yes.
So
External?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. It's usually in the skin, and then they'll just kind of rupture out. Sometimes, a lot of times in cats, they happen from like bite wounds because like the teeth are so thin, so they can just puncture, and then the skin will close back up, so all the bacteria is like stuck inside.
Does that happen to cows?
It does, yeah.
Okay,
a lot of different things
because
to cows.
yeah, my parents are also dairy farmers, and so it happens to their cows as like legs.
Yes,
and then my
yep,
dad
very
has to
common.
like.
Lancet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
That's what I was going
It's
to
so
talk
disgusting.
about.
And then I like visited them like when they were milking, and I should not have done that.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's pretty.
Yeah, that's-
Unfortunately, in vet med, all of us are a little bit insane. So when an abscess is happening, we all gather around to watch.
Is that like your version of Dr. Pimple Popper?
Yep, that is exactly right.
Interesting. I mean, that's pretty common with horse feet,
Yes,
too, right?
Yep,
It's pretty.
the hoof abscess. Yep, they get
Okay.
those a lot. Yeah, this one time, this doctor should have known better, but he was dealing with a kitten abscess, and he was looking directly at it.
Ooh.
Oh, I already see where this is going.
Oh my
Squeezed
gosh.
it. And that sucker just broke, hit him in the forehead.
Oh.
And this is the strength of like how hard it went. It hit the ceiling.
Oh my
so
God.
it just flew and hit the ceiling, and it was right in front of the clients. The clients just like standing there in shock. I'm like trying not to laugh, but it was so
Yeah.
dang funny.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
But it's good to do that, right?
Yes,
like
that's
it's good
exactly
when it
what you want to do.
ruptures.
Yep,
Okay.
you want it to drain, and then
Yeah.
they'll get them on
So the client
antibiotics.
shouldn't be worried or
Yes,
anything.
that was
but-
exactly what you
yeah.
needed. But they were shocked because they did not know what was back there, and so when that
Oh my
happened, they were like, "Oh
gosh.
my gosh." Yeah.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Gross.
Yeah, nasty.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That image.
The vet vision of Dr. Pimple Popper is
Yeah.
probably
It
the
is.
best.
That is 100%
That was,
correct.
that was a great
Yep.
comparison.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you. Well, I know my sister's in nursing school, and she really enjoys that kind of stuff too. So maybe it's just like a part of the job.
That's
You
the career field, right?
okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
That's how
Yeah.
God graded you.
Dang.
That's her gift.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Dealing with
Just
that kind of
to
stuff.
see that. Yeah. Well, and just dealing with animals too. But
Yeah.
So then what's your favorite part about your job then?
It's hard to pick, but I think like a lot of people, whenever they come into the office, like if they see me doing my job, they'll be like, "Oh, like I'd love to be a vet tech or a vet nurse because I don't have to deal with people," and that is like 100% wrong. Like you have to deal with the clients and their pets. You're taking care of their pet, and I love people. And so I think that's one of my favorite things is actually like client-patient interactions and like really making them feel valued and seen. I think is actually one of my favorite things. So, yeah.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that before. You know, people are like, I don't like people, or maybe they mean like, I don't like the human body, or I don't like dealing with, you know, hurting someone or dealing with somebody who's hurting. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense that you're helping. Like, it's almost like someone's kid in a
Yep.
sense of like, I care so much about this person or this you know, animal. I'm putting them in your care now, and
Yeah.
wow.
And a lot of times, some of these animals, like, it's all that person has. And, you know, if they don't have, like, the hope of Christ in them that we have, a lot of their relationship love comes from that animal. So it also makes, like, a great gateway to love them well. You know, by taking good care of their animal, you're like loving them in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
I had like a really cool experience like a year ago. I attended like a veterinary Christian conference, and they were talking about like offering to pray on euthanasia, because the worst like people could say is no. And I was really convicted, and I was like, oh, I need to start offering that. And I was like, no, like I'm too scared to do that. Like, but then the next day after I got back from this conference, the first appointment I went into was a euthanasia, and the doctor's like, can you help me? And I was like, yeah. And usually for euthanasias, like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced like a pet euthanasia. They're pretty hard. But the first thing we do is we usually go in, discuss everything with the client, help them understand what we're about to do. And usually then we'll sedate the pet. And then pretty much euthanasia is like ends up being an overdose of an anesthetic. Pretty much when we say we're putting a pet to sleep, that's exactly what we're doing. So we'll go over the whole process. And when I first walked in the room, some people, you know, if you grew up a little bit with more like farming background, you view animals as like livestock. And then other people, they're like, this is my child, you know, so you never know what you're walking into. And this lady didn't seem very attached to the cat. So I was like, no, I'm not praying for her. She's going to think it's weird, you know, if I offer to pray. And then the second time we come in the room to sedate the animal, she said, my husband just passed away like a couple months ago. And this was like his cat that he really liked.
Wow.
And I was like, yep, you're praying. Wow. You're praying now. And so after the whole process was done, I was in the room with her talking, and I offered to pray with her. And it was just a really cool moment. I was able to pray and just tell her, you know, in Proverbs 12:10, it talks about the righteous person takes care of the needs of the animals. And I just reminded her, like, it's hard because this pet is old, but you took care of the animal, so you made a good decision. And she just cried, and I was able to hug her. So it's just like cool.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things, is being
That's
able
awesome.
to be with people like that. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She probably had like an emotional connection with
Yep.
that cat just because of her late
Exactly.
husband. So yeah, wow, that was really cool that you got to have
Yeah.
that connection, and got to pray for her like that. You don't hear that ever.
No.
Like that could be our PBS. Like
Yeah.
There you go.
It could.
that was good. Yeah.
Like, you seen about like people view things as like livestock. I'm sitting here like I'm the person that's like, yeah, it's a cat.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a dog.
that's-
Yeah, it's this. Yeah, it's that. But
Yeah.
then, you know, you have the other side where it's like, some people are like, that's my child. That's all I got. Or there's like a different emotional connection. So,
Yeah.
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 I kind of a silly question, not to lighten or to take the mood away from, you know, the seriousness of what you just said, but we could probably debate this. Do you believe dogs go to heaven?
As far as I've seen in the Bible, like, I don't see anywhere where it like mentions animals, where specifically where it's like, if your pet dies, or it's going to heaven.
Yeah.
So all I know is, like, whenever I tried like to talk, if people ask me that question, the thing that I know is, like, I just know that God loves us so much, so that whatever is in heaven is better than what we can ever imagine. So I always think it was hard losing your pet, but whatever reason, God decided this pet's leaving, and I don't know if he'll be in heaven, but whatever God has is like going to be amazing. So
Yeah.
I do believe, like, I know that they talk about like horses coming and stuff. So obviously I'm a horse girl. So like, so there's some form of horses there, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if specifically my horse that is passed would be there.
Sure.
But as much as that would be cool, I just don't know where I find that in scripture. So
Yeah.
I just like realized this when you were saying it, but like, are the horses that we think of like the same, like sort of the same animal
Same creature.
that would be in heaven? Like,
I believe so.
because God made horses.
Right.
yeah,
So
Right.
I don't know. That was just random.
maybe
But-
or maybe like some doped up version where
Yeah.
it's like has like
Yeah.
breathes fire and like I'm on that.
Unicorn
Yeah,
status.
I
something
mean,
like that.
imagine it's
I'm
gonna be
running
more
that.
than we can ever think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it'll still, I guess, be a tall, four-legged animal
Right.
with a mane.
Right.
I mean, a horse is a horse, a cat's a cat.
Yeah.
A snake is a snake, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, just because like the human would like twist things, but I guess you can't really
Right.
do that with animals.
Right.
what do you mean by that?
Like
Or maybe I'm just not understanding, which could
yeah.
very well be the case.
I guess you can't really change animals.
Crossbreed.
Yeah.
We,
I don't know what I'm trying to say,
So
but
Humans have
Everything's-
created.
Everything's like a pure thoroughbred type
Created
thing. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
Maybe.
Potentially. I don't know.
Sorry, that
it's-
was just random.
No, it's interesting because nowhere explicitly in the Bible does it say yes or no, right?
Yeah.
What we do know is that they're, the new heaven, new earth, the recreation sounds a lot like the Garden of Eden.
Mm-hmm.
In the Garden of Eden, we do that there was animals.
Mm-hmm.
So what fills that place? If we are all supposed to return to the Garden of Eden, is it everything that was like? There's no way because the contrary is like a dog can't get salvation, right?
They don't have souls.
Right.
They
I
don't
think that's the
like
separation.
that's the big question, like which I don't believe they do have souls, right?
Right,
Like
right.
that's
Yeah.
my personal
Yeah.
opinion. So is it God created that will be like there in the Garden of Eden, or is it actual animals who were on Earth? I don't know. I don't.
Right.
No one does. I
Right.
think that's the interesting thing
Yeah.
that like there is no right or wrong answer, and when
Sure.
people say there is, like I'm like, but there's not.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
so it's unique and it's open to interpretation.
Yeah. I saw, it kind of came to mind because I saw this reel not too long ago where this guy was kind of like, here's two arguments for, two arguments against, and then two arguments that give like just absolute like, they're open to interpretation, however you would want to take them. And I forget, I wish, I'm kicking myself for not like remembering what he had said, but he had like verses like backing up like, oh, this is proof that probably they will be, but then he was like, this is proof that, they don't have souls and they probably won't be. And you had such a good answer for that. Like I had never really like considered, when someone is sad about that in that moment, you can't really be like, oh, you'll see him again because
Yeah.
it's not like a person,
Right.
with
Yeah. You
with
can't say that.
Right.
Yeah.
But then for you to say like whatever's next is going to be better.
Yeah.
That's so reassuring and so like comforting. Wow.
Yeah.
So I got two questions probably to close out our episode here for you. So are you into horse racing at all? Like
Physically into it, or like do I watch it? And stuff?
watch it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So way too early. Do you have a prediction for the Kentucky Derby winner?
It's too early.
Yeah, I know.
Too early.
Do you think okay.
That's so random.
Yeah, I know. Do you think there'll be a Triple Crown happening this year? Do you think that'll happen?
I'm gonna say no, just because the chances are super low.
You know what? Fine. I'm not going to close out an episode ever again.
Oh my gosh.
Ask the other one while you're at
Sydney,
it.
did you have one more question?
That was the other one.
Like the Breeders' Cup's the most recent thing coming
Yeah,
up. Like
it
you
is.
could have asked about that.
The what?
The Breeders' Cup. It's like the end all be all
He doesn't
thing.
even know that.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Grant only knows the buzzwords.
Yep.
Okay, then our last question will be this. What is something that you are known for / that you want to be known for?
Ooh. I think something that's kind of like very new that I'm getting known for is I'm teaching horses something called Liberty. I don't know. Have you guys ever watched like the show Heartland or anything like that?
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
So if you
I
ever,
love
or even just
Heartland.
like a movie with a horse in it in general, if there's ever like a scene where the horse is like running across like land or like coming towards someone and stopping. So Liberty is something kind of like that, where you're training the horse to almost like kind of, not dance isn't the word, but like work around you with like nothing attached to it. So like you can do something called, it'd be like recalling a dog. You can recall the horse into you. You can make the horse like go around you in circles. You can make the horse bow. You can make the horse lay down. All that kinds of like really cool stuff. But they call it Liberty. It's the big like buzzword for it. But I just took a couple training classes. I studied under a guy in Ohio a couple of years ago, and then I've been just kind of working slowly at it. But that's what I want to be known for, is eventually like competing in that. I think would be really cool. They have like competitions in Kentucky and a couple other places where you pretty much display what you can do with a horse at Liberty. So
That's really cool.
that would be really
Awesome.
cool.
Wow,
If God
that's
allows it, I'm game.
There you go.
Absolutely, yeah. Wow. Well,
fine.
this is going to be, that was kind of the last question. We're going to wrap it up. We are so thankful that you had DM'd us
Heck
and
yeah.
got on here, even though it took a
Heck
few
yeah.
months.
Thank you for the tea.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Well, this
Yes.
episode's sponsored
Yes.
by Milo's.
You guys got me hooked on it too, so thank you so much.
We try our best. We try our
Yeah.
best.
Wow, yeah. So, yeah, thank you for being on with us. If you guys want to hear a little more of her, she's going to be on the Wednesday episode for the Ministry Minute. Stay tuned to hear what she's got for us. Other than that, Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.